Okay, so today we are continuing with the topic regain youthfulness, no longer a dream, part two. So today we will be focused on regain youthfulness, begin with the inner cleansing. Okay, so last week actually we have already go into roughly what is the cause of this getting old, okay, premature, okay, and then it caused a lot of problem. And then we already mentioned that scientists already discovered that a human actually can stay up to 125 years, but nowadays our average lifespan only 75 or up to maximum maybe sometimes 80. Okay, so average the people live an average of 50 years less, okay, than it's supposed to be. So that's our duty and our responsibility to take back the 50 years, which is lost due to premature aging. And then scientists venture into study and research on how to recall and restore back our health so that we can at least, okay, will live up to our maximum lifespan, which is around 125 years old. uh, Even though 1,000 years ago, people has been looking for way of gaining immortality, okay, which will not die, huh? But so far, after few thousand years, we have been searching for that, but we still cannot get, okay, the solution, the medicine, okay, for immortality. But in the process of looking for all kinds of method therapy, okay, to make our life live longer, we have discovered actually we have go into very deep study on how people get old and what is the method that we can do to prolong our life so that we can live for at least maximum 125 years and live healthily and not let's say you reach your age of 70 and then you start to have all kinds of illness and drag for 30 40 years, then you die until on the 110. That is very torturing. That is not what we want. So scientists spend a lot of time and research on how to make us to live healthier and longer, and they have come to certain result and certain conclusion. And then there are a lot of different theory on how to do it, and we have discussed last session. And in last session, we talk about the free radical theory also, which will cause damage to our cells because of free radical. And this week, I've done a summary on the theory of anti-aging. Okay, basically they still go into the basic. There is the theory of cells, because the cells is the smallest unit in our body, which control the lifespan, because the whole body are made from cells. Cells become tissue, tissue become organ, organ become system, and then coordination of system in a very good harmony balanced way. Then that is our activity of daily life. Okay, so we are still talking about cell theory of cells. So from there is split into cell DNA theory. There is those aging or the main reason affecting our length of cell of life is because of the DNA damage, or the DNA that we get from our parents. Okay, and then the during the process of aging, okay, how this DNA was destroyed or damaged by all kinds of reasons. There is the DNA theory. And then the other theory talking about the deterioration of the function of cells because of stem cell. Okay, we call the stem cells theory. the stem cells is not working properly after a certain age, or because of aging, stem cell is getting lesser and lesser activity, and it causes the new cells generating of the new cells will become very low, and then during the metabolism, some old cells will die off, and then some new cell need to be created, and it cannot be created, and this cause, okay, the aging process to begin. And then from here, okay, there are many types of theory, and then you can see from the right hand side, okay, the free radical theory. These are the two major theory normally we will talk about, which will bring a harmful effect to the cells, which will make the cells damage or die and cause the aging process to begin. Last week we have already discussed, okay, on the free radical theory, and then this week we will talk about the self-poisoning theory. Okay, there's the toxin theory, the self-poisoning theory, which most of the naturopathy, they are based on this theory also when they apply, okay, the theory of medication in the process of healing, okay, under naturopathy. And then from here, because of these two effect, the attack of cells begins, and it causes, okay, the immune disorder, central nervous system of the brain failure, or endocrine disorder, circulation disorder, heart and kidney failure, and the theory of system and organs function degradation. Okay, these are because of the attack on these two theory, the free radical theory and the self-poisoning theory. Okay, so we have already went through last week, okay, on the cells poisoning theory. Okay, so these the cells inside our body. We are made up of 40 to 50 trillion of cells, okay, which are making all of organs and system to works. And then last week we have already mentioned this. There's an experiment whereby a lady, 25 years old lady, okay, has been tested under experiment where her hand, one hand was protected wellly all the times, and the other hand is exposed to sun, especially near the seaside there, sunlight. So the girl are asked to expose to the sunlight every day for a few hours, and then for 8 weeks. After 8 weeks, they find that the two hands have a very big difference in terms of wrinkle, in terms of the aging process. They find that this because of the free radical effect, which damage the cells seriously, and we can see the same hands with 50 years apart. There is a difference of 50 years or in the external appearance. Okay, so this is the same will happen, okay, in our face, in our body, in our internal organs, because the free radical attacked. Okay, beside the free radical, and the free radical is part of the theory of self-poisoning itself also. Okay, when we talk about self-poisoning, we are referring, okay, to all kinds of substances which will affect the normal activity of the body, and it causes damage if excessive of these substances inside the body, and it didn't expel or get rid of, okay, from the body. Not only the toxin that we are mentioned normally, like those real toxin poisoning substances, like from the snake, okay, from the pesticide, okay, from vegetable, all those, and then maybe some other kinds of poisoning things. We are also talking about, okay, the waste, okay, which produce, okay, during digestion or our metabolism of our cells, or the food that we are taking, okay, like veggie, which will contain pesticide, and then some unnecessary thing like animal meat, which will contain some growth hormone, which to make sure the animal can grow faster, grow stronger, and then all these are unnecessary injection of hormone into the animals, and we are taking the animal meat. So the waste will be retained inside the body. If we didn't get rid of it, okay, it will be forming a kind of toxin also. Beside that, we are talking about like air pollution. Okay, in the air might have contained certain things which the body don't want, or sometimes even some vitamins, minerals that we are taking, which are in excessive, and then we cannot expel it automatically through our urine or through our sweating, okay, and then it remain inside the body, or even sometimes like excessive fats, okay, or some maybe protein, okay, which cannot be digest or be digest nicely, okay, and then it remain in the body, okay, for too long, and then for example, the fats which are normally is put aside inside the body, finally they will cause some problem to the body also. So all this, or not only those real toxin, all these waste, okay, created by the body, all these inhale things, or sometimes from your cosmetic, or sometimes or even from your colon, if you have constipation problem, they might have some all this toxin gas, okay, and then maybe sometimes the liver cannot perform well, okay, from cigarette, all those toxin from cigarette, from alcohol, it remain inside your bloodstream, inside your body. They are all toxin, okay, to naturopathy we consider it toxin, and then if we didn't handle it properly, okay, we didn't expel it out, okay, it will cause problem to the body, and finally, okay, there will be harmful to all the cells, and slowly, okay, it will produce some chronic diseases, and then it will bring all kinds of problem to our body. Okay, so this is basically what we call the poisoning. And then the other theory, there is the blood circulation disorder theory, which normally, okay, will cause by the accumulation of toxin inside the blood circulation. Normally, when we do a live blood analysis, we will find, okay, a lot of waste inside the blood there. Okay, you can see like those urine exit, accumulation of fats, and then the formation of crystal. All these unnecessary things in the blood circulation, and then sometimes we are lack of water also, and then make the thickness, okay, the viscosity of the blood become very bad, and then the flowing, and then the blood circulation will become very slow, and the transportation of your oxygen and nutrient to the cells inside the body getting lower, and then this is the beginning of all kinds of damage to the cells. Okay, so today we will talk about the combination of the use of IM laser. Okay, so even though I cannot go into detail, if you want to know the detail of the function of IM laser, you can refer to our earlier explanation specifically on IM laser. Then you can know the function in deep. So I will mention about the result that IM laser will bring. Okay, and then maybe some a little bit of theory behind, okay, the use of the light, which is 650 nanometer visible red light. It will increase stimulate the mitochondria. We call the phytobiome stimulation. Okay, and finally it will boost up the generating of ATP. There is the what we call the energy of the cells. Okay, and then it will produce nitric oxide, which is a very good antioxidant and very strong, okay, ingredient, which will help in cleansing your blood, and finally it will give restoration to your cells. Okay, and then repair your cells, give energy for your quality life, and regenerate new cells inside your body. Okay, beside that, we'll talk about the combination beside laser, and then we'll use another very advanced technology products. This is what we call the CV8, okay, which were designed, okay, with the combination of wow ginseng, which is very high in value, with the combination of Sibaton, Aronia berry, and then promulgated these fruits, okay, which will give full range of vitamin, minerals, and then all kinds of nutrient, and then a very very strong combination of antioxidant, and then give a very useful, okay, and helpful ginseng loside, okay, which contain in the wild ginseng to help the body not only to give vitality, but to give us the cell to regenerate, and then to restore all the functions of the cells, and then to help the body to regain the youthfulness, okay, which we are supposed to enjoy, okay, and then delay the process of premature aging. Okay, so we come back to toxin, okay, because this topic we are talking about this toxin, and then what we call the theory of self-poisoning. So what is toxin? Toxin are the substances that interface with our normal physical activity and destroy the function of the body. Okay, so not only just like I've already mentioned, like air pollution, pesticide, radiation, industrial waste, gas, chemical, free radical, urine acid, cholesterol, fat, heavy metal, lactic acid, or even water poisoning, okay, and then those pathogenic microorganisms which will affect the normal function of our body, and the normal activity, normal metabolic of the body. All this we consider toxic, and then most of it, just now I've already mentioned, when they are come from external. So we call all these external toxic. Okay, from air, from water, from your food, from your medication. These are all from outside. Okay, we call external toxin. Okay, beside that, we have internal toxin also. Internal toxin, what are them? Okay, they are waste produced during our metabolic of our cells. Our cells will expel some of the waste during the process of generating the energy, okay, by the cells. Okay, so all these waste have to be expelled out from the body. Okay, and then when we are emotional, unstable, okay, maybe we are nervous, we are anxiety, depression, all this emotional effect will produce certain hormone increase, okay, or secrete inside the body. If the body didn't handle it properly, it will bring harmful effect, okay, to the cells inside the body. Okay, and then finally, of course, the highest internal toxin are created. Majority are from our colon. Okay, whereby digest system. Okay, the food that we eat, after going through the digest, finally it become the stool inside the colon, and it wait for power movement, okay, to expel, okay, the stool out of our body, so that all the waste of the food would not stay inside the colon for too long. Overnight, okay, stool inside the colon might create some toxin gas, toxic things, okay, which okay, normally the colon there, because the colon will absorb back most of the water inside the waste, okay, that is produced after digestion. And then if there is any wastage, any toxin thing, it will be absorbed back again into our body, and then it will go into our bloodstream. Okay, finally, it will go to our liver, and then from there, if it didn't really work properly in the liver, it will go into your blood and then distributed to your whole body. Okay, even when we practicing naturopathy, we are saying that even in your soul, it might accumulate toxin. Okay, your thinking might be kinds of toxin also. Okay, and then it will affect the function of the whole body, because we know that the inner peace is very important. The way you think, your attitude, and then your value, okay, of establishment of your thinking will affect how you think, and then how you react, and finally it will affect how your function, how your body react, especially okay, your nervous system, and then your secretion of hormone inside the body, or like adrenal hormone, your thyroid hormone, which are seriously affected by your emotional, mental, okay, condition, okay, and then how you feel, okay, it will affect in the overall, okay, which will bring harmful effect to your cells also. So all this internal toxin plus the external toxin, we call it will cause cell poisoning inside the body. Okay, so we have to examine whether we are one of them, okay, which are very high in toxin accumulation inside the body. Okay, because all this accumulation of toxin, if we didn't handle it properly, okay, it will bring a lot of problem. Toxin accumulation and obstruction, okay, are the root cause of all diseases. Okay, in the theory of this naturopathy, we are seriously taking this is the cause, okay, of the root cause of all the diseases, from very normal flu up to a very serious cancer. They are all related to toxin accumulation inside the body. Okay, so here you can see how there is a report, okay, saying that and 16 years old girl who cannot pass motion, okay, for 8 weeks, and then he died because of cell poisoning. So this is a very ridiculous. And then from here, we notice that a lot of people, when they have constipation, they are difficult in bowel movement. Sometimes they don't feel there is something wrong. Okay, they will take it like normal, because some of the people they will have the habit of going to passing the stool, okay, every maybe 3 or 4 days, okay, during her very young age, or they have already developed this kind of habit. So for them, okay, maybe 5-6 days is normal also, okay, but sometimes when there is accumulation, okay, of stool inside your colon for 5-6 days, it will start to become very hard and very difficult to pass one. Okay, so normally or during that time you need to get some help by taking some medicine to softening your stool. Okay, and then maybe you need some medicine to help to really give some push, okay, keep some effect to the contraction on your colon. Otherwise you cannot really push out all the stool. So from there, if you didn't really take it seriously, sometimes you will drag, or maybe 1 week you didn't go for toilet. If serious one like this, or 8 weeks is quite ridiculous. Normally after 5-6 days you cannot go toilet, you feel very uncomfortable. Okay, because a lot of stool will store inside the colon. You can imagine the food that you are taking every day. Okay, the minimum 3 meals. Okay, the maximum maybe you can go for 7 meals. You can see the finally after digest, the waste of how much it would be, okay, after 7 days, let's say, Okay, after 7 days, 7 meals, that means 49 meals. The waste of so what is 49 meals, or you see how much it would be. Then is stored inside your colon, then you will definitely feel very uncomfortable. Bloating would definitely happen. Okay, not only on the colon there, even sometimes it will go backward. Go into your small intestine, which will cause serious self-poisoning, because in your small intestine, toxin will easily go into your bloodstream compared to your colon. Okay, and then some even the gas that produce will go reverse back, and then up to your stomach. You will feel bloating or something like that, and then you can't eat. Okay, that is very serious. And then some people even bloating, and then expansion start to happen in the colon, and finally maybe it will burst off or something like that. Okay, so normally it will go into a very dangerous stage if you didn't really taking care of this, to do something or to rectify it. Okay, so the all these things, when it accumulate inside the colon, okay, the toxin will either absorb from the colon, or worst thing, it will reverse back to your small intestine, and then a lot of poisoning things will go back to your blood, and it will go to your liver, and then from your liver have to start filter the blood to make sure all this toxin thing, it won't live inside the blood and go to your whole body. So it depends how well is your liver doing. Okay, sometimes if you are strong enough, the liver can handle it. Sometimes the liver can't handle it. Okay, and then the waste, some of the poisoning, some of the toxin might remain in the blood, and then it will be transferred. Okay, from your liver go to your heart, and then the heart will pump to your lung, and again, it will go back to your heart and pump back to the whole body, to your circulatory system. Okay, this heart, okay, all these waste will go back into your bloodstream, and then if then it will repeatedly go back to your liver there and get filtered, and then in this process, some of the toxin, it might go into further, okay, into your body, okay, and then it will affect the function of the cells. Okay, so normally if too much of all this toxin inside the blood don't like it. The blood will try, okay, to make sure all this waste will be expelled out, okay, to the tissue, okay, and then it will combine with some of the fat cells, and then it will be stored, okay, outside all the organs, okay, like outside all those places which you contain muscle, and then all this fat tissue one, like your hips, buttock, okay, your thigh, okay, and then your hand, your arms, all these places. And then because of the toxin getting higher and higher, so some of the cells, okay, and then the tissue here will be affected, because the cells are all, okay, combined with all the toxin. So in order to reduce, okay, the damage, okay, brought by the toxin, normally the body will pour a lot of water, okay, to try to neutralize, try to reduce down the toxicity in the tissue there, and then this will finally cause water retention inside the body. Okay, so if your body is fat, contain a lot of toxin, definitely, okay, you will have water retention inside the body too. That is the reason why toxin level is high. It will cause you to look fatter, because of water retention is happening. So the liquid here, and then the cells are always soaked in a liquid which is full of toxin, and finally the cells will be damaged also, and then some of the cells will die off also, and then it will cause or in your external appearance, the skin there, okay, will look those die off cells will look tissue will look like having what we call the cellulite. This what we call something coming out, going in. So, okay, the cells is not flat. Okay, and then it looks very like the what we call the bees. How to call it? Yeah, the cellulite lah. Okay, so that is the reason why the from the outside it looks like that, because the inner layer, okay, the toxin is too high, okay, and then water retention is happening, and then all the times the cells are in an environment which are very toxic, okay, and then it get damaged, and then finally the skin become look very old, and then become having a lot of cellulite forming, and then sometimes during that time it will cause some secretion of all this melanin, and then cause of pigmentation, especially on the face, and then these are the beginning, okay, of all the toxin which are going to the outer layer of the body. And then sometimes, okay, if we didn't really taking care to really reduce down the toxin, the toxin will get inner and inner, okay, beside storing on those places which will not harm your body. It will slowly, okay, because of the tissue, it will affect all your organs also, and then the organs, the cells will get attacked and then affected by all this bad environment, okay, or the water which contain very high toxin, okay, which slowly will make all the cells becomes very dirty also, okay, from the inner side. So we call this a very deep, okay, deep toxin, which are already reverse and go back into your individual cells, which need a proper metabolic process, okay, to expel it out. Otherwise, it will affect the cells, and then it will bring damage, okay, to the cells. So in long term, if we really didn't take care of it properly, all the toxin will make people sick. And that is the theory applied when we are using naturopathy to treat illness. We are talking about toxin makes people sick. Okay, they are begin from this theory, and then the way we treat, okay, are based on this theory. Okay, so how to expel the toxin, how to cleanse the body, is a way. When we study naturopathy, we use all kinds of methods, natural method, to expel all this toxin from the body. So to make sure the body is clean, so that all the cells is functioning properly. Okay, there is the basic concept, okay, basic theory that apply in naturopathy, and I hope you all can learn it up, okay, and to familiar with it, okay, because this theory can apply in many when we explain some of the diseases, it can be used, and then mostly the health food products that we are using, or all this medical device that we are using, they can be combined to be used, okay, when we are applying this kind of theory, okay, the toxin theory, okay, cell poisoning theory, which make people sick. Okay, so you can give a very confident and very convincing, okay, talk on how to heal certain problem, okay, and then how to prevent certain illness from happening. Okay, so this is the theory of cell poisoning, or what we call the toxin theory. Okay, so from here we can see, okay, the deposit, and then those excessive like fats, cholesterol, okay, which are too much, okay, building up inside the body, or sometimes some protein, okay, which cannot be digested nicely, okay, inside the body. They might, in your blood there, they might accumulate, and then they will combine, okay, together, and then sometimes they will join, okay, with our bodies, like our palate, and then some of the red blood cells, and then some of the fats, cholesterol, they might join together, then they form plaque, okay, they form crystallize inside the body, like uric acid. Sometimes it will crystallize, okay, inside the blood there, okay, and then all this finally they will settle down, and then they will block, okay, all the artery, okay. If you are, unfortunately, the block is happening in the heart there, okay, the artery, okay, to your the coronary artery, okay, which will cause, okay, heart attack or the heart illness, which we mentioned earlier, the few topics that we are talking about. All this, if in the view of naturopathy, they are because of toxin, okay, because all the cholesterol, all the excessive, all these minerals, or even vitamin, if we didn't use it nicely, and then too much inside the body, it will cause, okay, the accumulation of toxin, and then they combine and form crystallize all this cholesterol, and then they will form the plaque inside, and it will block, okay, all the vein, or sometimes vein, okay, sometimes artery, and then cause a heart problem. And unfortunately, if it happen or in your brain vessel, okay, then definitely it will bring stroke, all those illness. And then sometimes your abdominal vessel have blockage. It will cause delivery of blood to your kidney, maybe have some problem, okay, it will bring you kidney problem, and then storm your gallbladder, and then your kidney might form stone inside there, because the formation, especially in your gallbladder, okay, all the if the bowel juice cannot be expelled out nicely, the concentration of bowel juice, normally it will form gallbladder stone, okay, and sometimes kidney stone, okay, and then maybe those who are smoker, alcoholic, okay, all this directly toxin thing, toxic thing, okay, they might accumulate in your lung, and sometimes burdening your liver, okay, because it needs the liver to detoxify it, okay, to separate, okay, detoxify those substances to make it to become not untoxin. Okay, so all this, it will cause serious illness if it accumulate over years, okay, and then all your organs will slow down in the function, and then all chronic diseases will start to happen, and maybe it will cause sensitive skin, and then like the brain deterioration in the function of the brain cells, and bring like Alzheimer, okay, Parkinson, and then some mental illness disorder like depression, anxiety, okay, all this, they are all related to toxin, okay, and then of course they might sometimes cause damage to all the cells inside the body, and then it causes DNA damage, especially, and then it will make cells become an abnormal cells, which we call the cancer cell sometimes, and then that is why nowadays cancer become very common among us, okay, because right now Malaysia 2018, the report saying that 1 out of 4 people has cancer in Malaysia. There's a very high percentage, and then they forecast maybe another 10 or 20 years, maybe up to 2030, it will begin. So 1 out of 2 will have cancer. So 50% this risk of getting cancer. So next time when we meet, okay, when 2 person meet, we won't say other things. We will first thing we will say, do you have cancer or not? Because when 2 person meet, one will have cancer. The chances of getting cancer is higher and higher. So okay, we have to do something, okay, to take some precaution step to reduce the risk of getting cancer. And if we didn't really take care from the view of a naturopath, okay, toxin will finally change the environment of your body, and the cells which live inside kind of environment which are full of toxin, lack of oxygen, it will easily damage the DNA of the cells, and then it will cause cancer cells. And then these are the beginning, okay, are the root cause of all this very scary and very really will change your whole life, all these diseases, especially cancer. And then the treatment of all these illness are really very high cost. We have to really do something before it get worse, okay, to prevent it from getting, because maybe another 10 years, the chances will raise up to 50%. That is very, very high. Okay, so hopefully we will practice earlier on how to get rid of toxin, and then the precaution step we take earlier that can prevent us from getting cancer. Okay, so toxin beside promote and then resulting in all these chronic diseases, toxin also will at least will make you look ugly. So from this picture you can see, okay, if your toxin level is high, you might have acne, strains, dry skin, loss of elasticity of skin, and many other diseases. And maybe a lot of discomfort in your body, which you don't like pigmentation, okay, acne, okay, and then what we call the skin texture become very rough, okay, and then you become very fat, okay, it doesn't look pretty, and then this is something which you don't like. If you are in that kind of condition, please check and see whether your toxin is really high inside the body. Okay, if you are overweight, you're fat, toxin make people obese. The more poisonous, the fatter, the more poisonous. So if you are fat, your toxin level will be high, and then if your toxin level become very high, you will get more fat. Okay, you become fatter, and then it will make you very from external, you don't look nice, and toxin will make your body become very smelly also. Okay, beside after sweating, okay, if your body is toxin level is high, okay, we say the body is acidic. So when you are sweating, easily it will induce the growth of all kinds of bacteria, which will cause smelly, which will bring smelly effect also. And beside that, sometimes if the toxin level is too high in the body, even without sweating, sometimes you might have a body smelly problem also. Okay, we can see like a lot of our friends, Malay friends, especially those ladies who are covering up with a scarf, or maybe taking all those dressing, which will become very very hot inside. Okay, they might have a very smelly body. Okay, and then sometimes will make other people feel discomfort. Okay, and then the odor is quite difficult to stand, especially when we are together inside a lift. Sometimes you feel very discomfort, and sometimes it will bring embarrassment, okay, to those who are having this problem. Okay, so toxin make the human body dumb also, or it will make your brain, okay, the brain cells will be affected, and the activity will getting slower. So for those who are fat, who are high in toxin, okay, normally, okay, they will affect, especially like those kids when they are still very young and then they are too fat. It will affect the development of the brain, and then the brain cells will be affected also. There will be sometimes affect the performance of the brain cells, and the memory won't be that good, and then sometimes they cannot perform too good when they need to use the brain to do something. Okay, and then the toxin will eventually affect the performance of all the organs, and then of course that definitely our glands inside the body, and then sometimes all the obstruction that it brings. Especially this morning I have an agent asking me about customer, okay, customer who are having a problem on the gland, which suddenly I can't remember what is the name of the gland, but normally we won't mention, which are connected to something near the Virginia there, okay, which are responsible to secrete the lubricant during having sex. Okay, and then some ladies, when they give birth, okay, they might cause some damage, okay, to the tube on all this gland, which will produce all this lubricant, okay, and then the damage will cause some blockage, okay, and then after that, all the lubricant that produce maybe cannot be delivered out to the Virginia there properly, and then it start to accumulate inside in the tube there, and then slowly it grow or become a seed, or even sometimes it will become a tumor. Okay, and then this because of the toxin accumulation and bring blockage, and then slowly it develop into a seed and then a tumor. So a lot of tumor they are formed, okay, if in view of naturopathy, because of toxin accumulation begins, and then lack of the power of expellation of toxin is not good, and then accumulation happen, and then finally it form a tumor. If they are lucky enough, okay, there is a tumor. If they are not lucky, it becomes carcinogen, then it will turn into a cancer cells, okay, cancer tumor, okay, which are carcinogen, that is cancer lah. Okay, so we need to careful, because all this accumulation of toxin, especially in the lymph node, okay, in lymph system, like breast cancer, okay, sometimes it begins from the lymph blockage, and then it forms certain lymph node expansion, and then finally it becomes a seed, and then turn into a tumor or a cancer. Okay, so toxin will bring very serious illness. Okay, toxin make people aging. Premature aging is due to chronic poisoning. There's a very slow poisoning process, and toxin reduce liver and gallbladder function. Okay, in overall. Okay, actually it affect the performance of mostly all the function of the organ, and all the deterioration of the function of organs. Okay, it brings, okay, an early, okay, organ dysfunction, and then we will go into premature aging easily. Okay, and our life will very easily shortening by 50 years. Okay, so in the theory, okay, of poisoning, self poisoning, we emphasize a lot on liver and then the colon. Okay, because the liver is the organ, the biggest organ inside the body, which is responsible to do the detoxification. That means to like those poisoning substances need the action of our liver. Liver contains all kinds of enzyme which will break down all these toxin things and make it become not toxic to the body, and then later on it will be expelled out, okay, either directly by the liver through the production of bowel juice, okay, the combination of all this cholesterol, okay, fat, and then the red blood cell which already spoiled one, okay, they will combine, and then some other juice, okay, produce, and then it will produce a bowel juice, and then it will be expelled when we eat as a bowel juice, okay, in the digestive system, and then finally it will expel it out together with all the stool, okay, through our colon. Okay, this is how, okay, inside our body will do a automatic, okay, detoxification by the our organs, which we call the liver. Okay, so in the body, the biggest organ which in charge of expellation of waste one, that is our colon. Okay, beside colon, of course, our kidney also is an organ which are responsible to expel, okay, out of the toxin things through urination, okay, and then sweating, okay, what we call the perspiration of the body, which will make sweating, and then toxin will expel it out through this channel also, and we will expel it out through breathing, okay, through the lung, whereby a lot of gas, okay, will be expelled it out, carbon dioxide and some unnecessary waste toxin gas will be expelled through our lung, or sometimes the foam from a flame inside the lung there is a kind of detoxification through the lung channel, okay, so that we are able to reduce, okay, and they automatically expel it out for those excessive toxin which produce inside the body. Okay, so if you are in common very good in bowel movement, okay, you drink a lot of water, so your urination is good, okay, and then you exercise, so that your breathing is very deep, or you take a lot of oxygen, expel a lot of carbon dioxide, or you what we call the lung is strong, okay, and then it help in the process, and then what we call the sweating, okay, will help a lot in the expellation of all the toxin also. And then of course inside through the bowel juice, okay, we are expelling all those unnecessary fats, cholesterol through the colon, and then combine it will become a stool, and then flush it out every day. Okay, so these are the main, okay, channel of or pathway of detoxification inside the body. If unless, okay, all this pathway is not performing correctly or smoothly, For example, you have serious what we call the constipation. You sleep very late every day, and then you give burden, or you are alcoholic, or you smoke a lot, or you give burden heavily to your liver and then to your lung. Okay, so it's busy or handling all this toxin, then they are not able, okay, to really doing their job in the explanation nicely, because you didn't exercise, okay, and then you drink too less of water, urination not so good normally your urine become yellowish, or even sometimes may become bubble, okay, contain bubble, all this. And it shows that the kidney, okay, is not really helping a lot because of lack of water, okay, inside the body. All this will make the toxin level become higher and higher, accumulated inside the body. Then the body will start to open up other channel also. Okay, what are the other channels? Normally it will opens up the internal secretion. Okay, the internal, like your eyes will give you some the secretion. Okay, so what we call I also don't know how to say that. Those are wastage produced from your eyes. Okay, your ear, your nose, it becomes higher and higher, thicker and thicker. Sometimes you feel discomfort, or your eyes cannot open nicely, or when you wake up, sometimes you cannot hear nicely because the blockage or in the ear. Sometimes you cannot breathe properly because too much of waste, okay, inside the nose there. Okay, the circulation is very high, and then it will cause breathing problems sometimes. And then some ladies maybe, okay, during periods, okay, the circulation inside will be higher, and then the circulation of some common things, okay, through the periods, okay, it will happens, okay, like those unnecessary waste, okay, it will coming out, okay, like those looking like tofu, okay, those wastage together with your periods or with the blood coming out, sometimes white in color, sometimes yellow in color, all these things. Okay, this is the process. Okay, sometimes your common pathway of detoxification is not doing well. That means your colon, okay, your kidney urination, and then your sweating, okay, your skin, and then your lung. Okay, so finally, the body will fail. You opens up all the channel, okay, especially your skin. Okay, so you will develop acne, and then sometimes maybe a very big what we call the seed, okay, and then it's very pain, and then it will contain a lot of it will cause inflammation inside, okay, and then it causes those what we call the nana, okay, inside there, and then all this sometimes when we the body actually is trying to tell you that, of course, sometimes it might be because of infection, but sometimes it's because of your inner toxin is too high, and then it's from the inner it expelled it out, or sometimes due to the this acceleration of the toxin, okay, and then the what we call the immune system become not that strong, so the infection will easily affect your skin, and then it causes all this inflammation to happen. Okay, so the overall, okay, we are saying that, okay, all these acne are the result of internal toxin too high, and we are trying to help to expel it out by the body. So in order to help the body to detoxifying, normally we will encourage the first thing you have to do is to make sure your colon is very clean. Okay, to make sure you clean your colon and free from overnight stool. Okay, because normally the food that we are taking, Okay, after 8 hours, it should be digested and then slowly push to the our colon, and then it will finally reach the rectum there, and then you feel like want to go for toilet. Okay, if you are strong enough and then everything is performed nicely inside the body, 8 hours should be able to complete one cycle. So one day, 24 hours, it should be 3 times of bowel movement, this colon bowel motion. Okay, happen. You will flush all those stool. Okay, still very fresh, or you will flush it out. Okay, but normally we can't do that. Normally, those people who claim that they are going for toilet or every day 3 times, they are not, because they are strong enough or their digest is very nice. Okay, and then the food they are taking really right. Okay, so that they can perform 3 times a day. But normally, because of some problem, okay, of the movement of the colon, or the change shapes of the colon, and then it causes sometimes the pass through of all the stool inside the colon is not as smooth. So normally when they pass motion, okay, it will be a certain part. Let's say here become very narrow. Okay, the other side become very big. So the narrow part you want to pass through is very difficult. Those become bigger already, expand already. The strength become very low, so it cannot push properly. So normally you will flush out only the front part, and then you need sometimes to wait for the stool to slowly go until the rectum there, and then you feel want to give motion, bowel, give this passing the stool already. Okay, so normally after every meal or after taking some food, the digestion is happening, and then something is coming to the colon there, and then it will give some pressure and some push. Okay, and then the colon will start to contract, and then it will give a strength, okay, for the stool to move again. And after some time, all those stool will reach your rectum again, and then you feel want to go toilet again. So every meal, after every meal, you will feel like going to toilet. So this, you observe your stool. If your stool cannot be in shape, okay, and they're floating, and then the color is not nice, then you are not very strong. You don't have very strong digest. Okay, you are not in a very good health condition to give, okay, bowel movement every 8 hours. Okay, you don't have that kind of qualification. What we say, your problem is you have not so well, okay, not so good condition, either in digestion, or your colon, okay, is not functioning or in tip-top condition. There might be sometimes change in shape, or some even might have some build up of seed inside the colon, which block, okay, the pathway of the stool to travel, okay, easily. Okay, these are most of the signal, okay, it bring. Okay, so maybe later on I will give a talk, especially emphasize on the colon, how to improve. Okay, what is happening in all kinds of condition that you experience. Okay, what is happening in the colon there, so that you have a deep knowledge, and then knowing what to do, okay, to strengthen your colon, so that it can expel all the stool properly every day, at least one time, if possible 2 times a day, one either in the morning or one in the evening, in the before sleep, and the other one before you go to take your bath, before your bath. Okay, so normally I will encourage, before you bath, you go for toilet first. because you are more relaxed during that time. And then some people will prefer in the morning, but sometimes if in the morning you be sometimes too tight, the timing will affect you. Sometimes if you are not in a very comfort position, you can't do your work nicely. So I would prefer before sleep, or maybe you can go for another time. Okay, it depends on your habit build, but make sure, okay, you can go toilet and then every day at least 1 or 2 times. So this is some of the okay. Actually, Wednesday, when I talk about this topic, actually we received a letter from YouTube saying that the content of our class, there are maybe some picture which will shock some people. Okay, I think mostly are those people from all these stubborn stool, okay, which are quite scary, and then some those internal organs. But by right, I should make a notice, okay, before I start the talk. But I've forgotten. Maybe we have to do something when we post the video. Okay. So this is showing that some people who have already passed away, okay, so they opens up their colon, then they find that a lot of stubborn stool are inside, which normally will come up to 3 to 5 kg accumulation. So of course, this living people, okay, some people, they might mislead you by saying that you might have this kind of stubborn stool inside your colon, but I don't think so lah. Okay, but if you are you have accumulated so serious, okay, stubborn stool in the body, okay, you might be the cases of the young lady or 16 years old girl, which didn't go for toilet for a very long time, and then this is quite rare happening in our normal life. Okay, these are all from those who already passed away. Okay, so all becomes very dark in color, black in color. So even though we might have, but it won't be so thick, so big. Okay, inside maybe is attached on the wall of the colon. Okay, next time maybe if we have chance, I will show you some video on they are doing some colonoscopy. Okay, so you can see all these stubborn stool attached on the wall of the colon. Normally it won't be it's not looking like this. Okay, so another organs that normally it will accumulate toxin also, some of the waste, because that is our liver. Because liver is the organs which need to filter 1,500 liter of blood every day. Okay, so all the whole body's blood will go through here, the hepatic, what we call the artery here, the vein here. Okay, so all the blood will go inside here, and then it will be filtered in the liver. Liver is responsible to clean, okay, the blood one. So it will filter about 40 billion, okay, of what we call the bacteria, viruses, and then some of the eggs of the what we call the suddenly 寄生虫, what we call it okay, never mind maybe someone can help one and then it will help to expel most toxin which created, okay, during our metabolism. Okay, and there are 400 over types of chemical waste, okay, which will be produced, okay, by the metabolic of our food, our cells, okay, and then 1,000, more than 1,000 types of digestion process, and then the what we call the breakdown of all the like protein, all those the step of using uh, the formation of amino acid or to become some of the protein that we need, okay, to use inside the body, all are okay doing by your liver. So liver will accumulate a lot of waste, and then finally the waste will have to be expelled out from the liver. Otherwise, the liver will have problem. Okay, so normally a lot of fats will go to your liver, and then the liver is responsible to change all those all these things, fats into what we call the cholesterol, and then it will process excessive fats and cholesterol inside the body. And then finally, if let's say your fats is too high, cholesterol is too much produced, okay, inside the body, it will accumulate it, and then it will sometimes cover up outside the liver, and then it causes fatty liver. The cells inside the liver will be affected the function because of excessive all the fats and cholesterol in the liver there. Okay, so all this liver will cause the function of your cells become slow, and then finally what we call the fibration, what we call the fibrillation, okay, of liver will happen, okay, and then finally hardening of liver will begin, and sometimes once hardening is happening, and then it will cause serious problem to your circulation, blood circulation, because most of the blood inside the body, especially all the organs, okay, inside the body, like your colon, your pancreas, your what we call the spleen, okay, their blood circulation, their vein have to join, their blood have to go back to through the hepatic vein, which will go into your liver, and then after filter only, then it will go back to your heart there, and then go to your whole body. So if the heart, if the liver is hardening, so all this blood from your colon cannot flow in nicely, and then it will cause very slow movement of all this blood into the liver, and then finally the water inside the blood will comes out, and then it causes stomach here will retain a lot of water, okay, retention of water on the stomach will begin, and then normally this up to a very dangerous stage of a liver problem. Liver normally are already hardening to a certain extent, and sometimes need replacement of a liver. If didn't rectify it, normally it will expand and then become like this. Okay, normally doctor have to put a hole beside here, and then divert all the liquid to come out from the side. Okay, so to reduce the problem, the pressure they produce. Okay, so your liver finally will turn into liver cancer if didn't treat it nicely. So this is the progress: normal liver, fatty liver, okay, liver fibrosis happening, and then this cirrhosis happening. There is the hardening of your liver, and then finally becomes mostly becomes cancer of our liver. And then this is what I mentioned. All the blood from your colon, from your stomach, from your spleen, they have to go to the very big vein which connected to the liver. They are flowing back all the blood into the liver. So if the liver got problem, it will bring problem to your stomach, stomach bloating lah, stomach acid release unstable lah, your spleen cannot perform properly, and then the bowel motion become very low, and then eventually you will make you have a very bad odor on the mouth. Okay, that's why we're saying that when your liver got problem, you have smelly mouth, smelly body also. Okay, and then the stool cannot be pass out easily because the motion, the strength of the muscle of your colon is getting lower and lower. Okay, so anything happen in your liver there will cause a serious other problem. If finally they become a retention of water inside the stomach there, normally very fast a person will die. Okay, maybe it will take a few months only, because I come across a lot of patients like this. So whether you really take care of your liver and your gallbladder nicely is very important in the process. So there are two organs which we emphasize a lot. There is to clean, your colon, and then the second, to make sure your liver and your gallbladder is flushing, is clean enough. Because if the flushing of the bowel juice is not good, there will be formation of stone inside the gallbladder. So you can see some of these are all the stone that are accumulated inside the gallbladder. Of course, those bowel juice are normally in liquid or semi-liquid form, but after people cut off the gallbladder, and then they open it up, exposed to the air, then it will concentrate, and then it looks like it becomes solid. But normally when it's inside, it's still maybe some become solid, but it won't be the high one. If the high, you will be very painful, and then you cause a lot of problem already. So some of this, because of the oxidation, it happens. It looks like, of course, like this. It's scary, and then normally the stone inside there will be like this semi solid. It's not as hard as a stone, a real stone. Like this, is getting very hard and hard already. And harder. Sometimes the accumulation will happen inside the liver also, especially those already cut off your gallbladder. So we shouldn't cut off our gallbladder, because the gallbladder, if cut it off, so our body will depend on the liver to release the bowel juice directly to the intestine there, and then this finally will make our liver to concentrate the bowel juice also, because there are certain reasons why it need to concentrate. And finally it cause stone to happen inside the liver also. So if sometimes there are too much of stone form, stone are those wastage, or those waste normally filtered by your liver, and then all those cholesterol and the fats, and then some of the mineral like the salt, sometimes excessive processing food, or they might contain sweet, all kinds of minerals inside there, or even heavy metal. It will combine, and then it was concentrated, to become the bowel juice. By right, it should be flushed out, but because of certain reason, the bowel juice cannot be flushed out through the duct, and then the blockage will slowly make the concentration in your bowel juice become higher and higher, and finally form the stone, and then it will cause inflammation, and then it cause blockage inside the gallbladder, and finally expansion, and then it have to be cut off and taking away from the body. So normally some people, when they are trying, they will practice in naturopathy, either to do colon cleansing. Normally we'll do colon cleansing by taking a lot of fiber and this what we call the friendly bacteria, okay, high dosage, and then maybe we will do some fasting, okay, without taking anything, okay, so that and then doing something to really induce, okay, the secretion of your bowel juice, and then the contraction of your colon, so that the stool and then those stubborn stool can be expelled it out, okay, from your colon, and then some of the those unnecessary fats, cholesterol forming of certain semi-solid things inside the gallbladder there. It will looks like stone also. Okay, we will use what we call the colon and gallbladder liver detoxification way, and then finally you will get this kind of result in your bowel movement. We'll collect it, and then here you can see those things expelled it out from your gallbladder. Sometimes it's semi-soft, sometimes it's very hard, it's really stone or inside the gallbladder there, and then normally everyone will have a certain extent inside your gallbladder one will contain this kind of waste, which either it will stay in your gallbladder or sometimes it will block your duct. Okay, that means the pathway or the coming out from your gallbladder. Okay, so these are in practice where we teach people how to do colon and liver cleansing, and then they will accumulate all these things. Okay, so for those who are interested in want to do some very rapid and very strong way of flushing of the toxin from the body, you can consider to do the colon or the liver gallbladder detoxification program. If you are interested, you can refer me, either myself and then or my colleague Mr. Allen, because we are conducting all this kind of detoxification combined with fasting. Okay, but in Ventros, we are talking about prevention is better than cure. Okay, so in terms of preventing the accumulation of toxin inside the body, we are actually recommending the Ventros Youth Restoration Package, where we combine the use of arm laser, CPA, and then to regain youthfulness from the outside. Okay, the use of the serum, okay, on the face, okay, that is to provide the necessary vitamin, this stem cells treatment to your skin from the outside, okay, which will enhance, okay, the regain of youthfulness, especially, okay, in the outer appearance of a person, okay, because in Ventros we emphasize more, okay, on the overall, the whole performance from the inner health, okay, to the outer appearance of regained youthfulness. Okay, not only to make you look younger from the outside. Okay, that means just to make your wrinkle lesser and then make you whitening, your pigmentation not so much, because all this from outside one, even though it will give very strong effect to the skin cells, but if your inner body is not clean, okay, it's not adjusted nicely, okay, eventually higher toxin level inside the body will find way to expel it out, and then sometimes it will go through your skin, and then it will cause pigmentation, cause acne. Okay, so if you just depends on the outer use of serums or other kind of cosmetic beauty products, it will temporarily make you look younger, but eventually it will turn back. Okay, it won't last long. Okay, if you want to last long, you really have to restore from your inner to outer. Okay, so experts strongly recommend we have to repair the whole body cells from inner to outer, then improve your whole body cells from inner to outer, and then to activate, okay, from inner to outer, external, okay, by doing a proper way. Okay, so the combination of eye laser and CVA and the use of the serum is a perfect combination whereby we are talking about treatment and then restoration, gaining youthfulness from inner out to external appearance. Okay, so because of time, I'm not able to explain to everyone again, okay, in detail the function of every aspect of laser, how it brings. I can only mention to you after using what is the benefit it will bring, or so that if you need to know in detail how it functions and then all the scientific behind it, or not only laser but also the CVA, you can refer to our earlier whereby we individually mention about this product, how it functions, or the product talk, then you will know in more detail. Here I will talking about the result, and then maybe a little bit on the function of it, a little bit only. So how to purify, repair, and improve the body functions so that it would regain the youthfulness, extend the life of all the cells inside the body from inner to outer to external. Okay, so because the whole body, the premature of aging, when we are talking about it, is it will go to the most basic is the deterioration or the damage of our cells, either die off of the cells or the genetic or DNA in the cell is damaged, or a certain DNA which control the lifespan of the cells are damaged or destroyed, and then it causes the cells of premature aging and die off. Okay, so just now I already mentioned how to do the internal detoxification. We are talking about the channel of detoxification inside the body, the pathway. Okay, so we can see from this diagram here. Okay, just now I already mentioned the main organs that are responsible to detoxification, to do the detoxify of all those toxin things is your liver. Okay, but to expel it out, okay, to extraction of all the toxins are done by number one your colon, number two your kidney. Okay, so this is talking about your stool, your bowel movement. This is talking about drinking water, your urination, how to pass it out. Okay, your lymphatic system, okay, your blood system, okay, which will carry all those toxin things, or either in your lympha or in your blood. So your blood is responsible. So how to cleanse it? We use laser and CVA to help, okay, to speed it up, to speed up the performance of your liver, so that those waste in your blood can be purified, and then your lympha can be expelled it out properly. And then how the skin, okay, will do the sweating, okay, and then sometimes the expellation or through the acne performing, and then your lung, okay, lung we are talking about breathing, okay, the exhale of carbon dioxide and some of the unnecessary substances which might contain, okay, or sometimes by coughing the frame, okay, which might contain some unnecessary things which you inhale because of the air pollution. Okay, so the the what we call the lung is performing the filtering, and then it have to expel all those waste through coughing and then to phlegm, and then some might go into the blood, and then it will be filtered by your liver also. And then so blockage on all the gland and all the internal secretion, okay, hormone gland, sometimes will bring a very strong effect to the body. Also, just now I've already mentioned the gland, for the ladies, okay, blockage, then it becomes a tumor. There's an example. Sometimes like thyroid gland, okay, and then some of the gland might grow, sometimes might grow small tumor inside there and block the secretion of the hormone, and then it will cause serious problem inside the body. Okay, and then finally we are talking about those toxin which accumulate in your soul. Okay, not only in your brain but also in your soul, the way you think, okay, which might affect the performance of all your hormone secretion, okay, because your mood, your emotion will affect the performance of the body, okay. Mental will affect the physical performance. So blockage cause the pain, and pain, normally blockage will cause all the inflammation, and then finally it cause pain. Pain gone when blockage clear and channels open. So this is the one of the theory emphasized heavily in the application of Chinese medicine also. Okay, especially when we apply this qi, okay, and then the blood circulation inside the body. We are talking about, okay, the blockage of all the meridian point, okay, or all the meridian channel, okay, which will bring the blockage, the flowing of the blood, and then finally it bring a lot of problem, okay, to the body. Okay, so in order to practice, okay, more in our daily life, there are few things here maybe I have to emphasize before I go back to our package there. There are these 6 things we must make sure the channel is open. Okay, number 1, because of thinking is very important, your attitude is very important. Okay, to opens up of your attitude on how to make you live happier, how to relieve your tension, relieve your pressure. Okay, is very important. Try to be more open-minded in accepting a lot of things. Try to be more optimistic, okay, in thinking of a lot of problems, okay, in handling difficulties, okay, to be more optimistic, okay, to have a positive attitude is very important. And then secondly, your bowel movement and your urination have to be good. That means your colon and your kidney, the channel of detoxification have to be open. Okay, and then third, your bowel duct, okay, the flushing of your bowel juice have to be good, because this is the way to reduce and then to flush out all the fats, unnecessary wastage that the liver have already filtered. It will flush it out through this channel. You have to make sure it opens up properly. And this qi shui tong is Chinese. We say the qi and the blood circulation system, we have to maintain it to be very nice. And then the meridian system, the whole meridian, okay, we got 14 meridian inside the body. Make sure the channel is opens up so the qi can be delivered, and then the blood can flow nicely. This is the theory of Chinese medication. And then the last one, make sure you have proper exercise to make sure your all the gland to produce your sweating in a proper way and not block. Okay, so if you have already too long never go for exercise, no sweating, you might have to do some scrub, okay, to clean, okay, all these gland that are responsible to to uh, expel your toxin through your what we call sweating. Okay, so these are the six channel that we have to make sure is opens, and then is nicely practiced. And then there are three things maintain, three good habits you have to maintain. There is have a very good sleep, rest, because all the uh, self restore, okay, self repair, which will be done by your inner doctor, which we originally designed to have this kind of restore the cells power, which we already designed to have inside our body, but it will be carried out normally in the time when you are in good sleep. Okay, so especially like the function of your liver to cleanse your blood. Okay, normally it will be very active in the times of 11 o'clock up to 1 or and up to 3. Okay, so this is the golden period. Okay, golden time you must go for sleep. Okay, so if you didn't go into sleep during these times, sometimes you will give a lot of burden to your liver to perform its works, and then it will cause a lot of problem, and sometimes cannot filter, cannot repair the body properly. So without having a good sleep, normally your self restore won't be able to perform properly. And then the habit of having nutrient and balanced food, okay, is very important. Remember, 3 veg, 2 fruits you have to keep, and then don't go for too much of oil, and not only meat. And then normally we are facing the problem of very high oily things, very high protein and very high carbohydrate and very less veggie fiber and vitamins, and sometimes some minerals, trace minerals. Okay, so finally, a good habit you have to train up is to have good mood and keep yourself happy all the times. So to observe and to make sure, okay, you are practicing every day in your daily life, okay, by having the process of detoxification is running very good. So make sure you will have at least one time of bowel movement every day, at least one time, or if possible 2 times. Okay, drink sufficient water so that to make sure your urination is clean, clear, and not yellowish. Okay, make sure you have some exercise to get sweating, or if you don't have, at least you will go for like sauna, or you must use something to boost, okay, your circulation, so that in order to make, okay, your flow of your blood to become faster, okay, so that you bring more oxygen, more nutrient to the cells. And then finally, to do your breathing properly, deeper, and select environment which are not polluted, so that you will have a better inhale of oxygen, which will bring a very good effect to your body. So the combination of the 3 products that we are having in Ventros, okay, we are talking about so far we know that, okay, the first thing how we have to increase is to purify the blood, the combination and then the combination of the use of eye laser, and then the CVX, which is very strong in antioxidant, and then which will promote the activation of all the enzyme inside the body, and then CVX will provide a very strong enzyme activity inside the blood also, which will eventually okay, help to cleanse the blood cells, and then to make sure the blood cells is not attached or clumped together, and then it can flow nicely. So the use of IM laser and CVA will definitely will increase, okay, the blood cells because of with powerful antioxidant, and then the effect of the light in activating of all the enzyme activity inside the body. So the CVA actually is combining the Cipaton, and then aronia berry, and then promulgated fruits, which are very high in antioxidant, okay, in the overall. Okay, so from here we can see by using it, we can first powerfully purification of blood, promote bone marrow hematopoietic function. That means the production of blood cells, okay, inside the bone marrow there. Boost our immune function. Not only strengthen the immune system, it will try to fix the unstable immune system, because the ginseng ginseng contained inside the CBA, okay, have the ability. Maybe I go one by one like this. Okay, so number one, it gives you super strong antioxidant, so that this oxidation it won't happen, and then they will strongly, okay, reduce all the spot of pigmentation. Okay, it will bring you whitening effect, and then the vitamin C, all kinds of vitamin and minerals provide by Cipaton, aronia berry, and these propagated fruits will bring a very strong effect of whitening. Okay, and then it will produce those ginseng polysaccharide, okay, and then ginseng leucide inside there, okay, will give a very anti lipid pre-oxidation effects also, okay, and there's super strong antioxidant, and add with, okay, all this CMC, that means what we call the those phytochemical, okay, contained in the wild ginseng, okay, are inside CVA and inside the serum also. Serum we have added in other extract, okay, which are specially designed for the skin cells, which will promote the growth of the skin cell, repair, restore, and then it will bring whitening, and then removal of pigmentation, all those effect, and then finally will give you what we call strengthening, the use of all the protein amino acid inside the body. So the use of the this package will definitely, it will bring anti-aging effect, okay, whereby it can extend the life of the cells, okay, because the study of CV8, the wild ginseng, which it contains the ginseng leucide, will help in the cellular level, whereby the DNA inside the cells there, okay, what we call the what we call this one the Lancer T suddenly the wording is disappear from my mind. Okay, it can extend the life, okay, the length of this thymidine, okay, in the DNA there, and this the part which is responsible in the making of the cells, and then the what we call the separation of the cells, the ability how many times it can grow, it depends on the length of this. So the study showed that ginseng leucide is able to reimburse, okay, the use of this, because every time it split, it will use up something, okay, and then it becomes shorter and shorter. But ginseng leucide is able to reimburse, and then to refurnish, and then to delay okay, the shortening of it, and then it prolong, okay, the life of the cells. Okay, so this is some of the experiment they have carried out, which show that the DNA repair is very strong, okay, by using ginseng leucide. And then number two, it will help the combination of CVA and then laser help improve overall immunity. How it does it? Okay, because number one, okay, because our laser is able by the use of the light 650 nanometer, laser is able to activating all the enzyme inside the blood and then inside the cells. So those in the bloodstream, okay, the activation of all these enzyme will help to cleanse all the blood cells, and then it will make the blood cell to opens up the current, the electron outside the blood cell will be strengthened, and then it will make it bounce off, and then it will run separately, and then it won't clump together, affect the flow of the blood cells. So the light it will have this kind of effect because the photon inside the